Hello all, today is May 14th, 2024. And what brings me here today? Toys. Toys. In particular, the toys I played with. From my earliest memories, which would be the late 60s, all the way probably up until the late 70s. It was a 10-year span of toys. This is why, when I go out, which I'm not really doing so much anymore, the collecting scheme, everything is Pops, which I think is just a cancer to the collecting world. I just hate them. Or everything is Ninja Turtles. See, I was beyond all that. Ninja Turtles wasn't for me. Transformers wasn't for me. What else? He-Man, not my thing, man. It's not my thing. Battle Cats, all that crap, not for me. Not to knock anybody that's into collecting that stuff, because that's part of when you grew up. But let's get on with it. Toys today are pretty much, I don't know, I guess little kids play with them. But for the most part, it's adult collectors. Gen X and millennials. Boomers, I think they're more concerned about going to doctor's appointments. But people of my age, that's who's at these, that's who it's geared towards. And the reason, it's just so expensive. It's so expensive. And it's just the same thing over and over and over again. Even when you go to these collectible shows, a lot of the stuff is 80s, 90s, and none of the stuff is really the stuff I kind of grew up with. Oh, well, is what it is. So, I grew up as a single child, so my toys were my thing. That was my thing. My record player was my thing. The TV idiot box was a huge thing. I was pretty much home alone at age 8 forward. My mom used to go out, go to bingo, I don't know. Not trying to knock my mom, she was a good mom. Did her best that she could. Because my dad died when I was 7, so there you go. So I would amuse myself with these particular toys. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to show you, to the best I can, is these toys, because I have some of them still. And I'm going to show the vintage commercials behind them. I hope you enjoy it. Maybe it'll bring back some memories. Maybe people will see something new that they didn't know about. Okay. So, to start off with, we have G.I. Joe. I had G.I. Joe. I remember specifically I had the G.I. Joe space module, that space capsule. Played hours with it. Lots of space toys. Always space toys, man. NASA, you broke my heart. Anyway, but I'm not going to show that because we've all seen G.I. Joe stuff. I've got a few vintage Joes, but they're out in the toy bunker. Anyway, next up, we have Matt Mason. Matt Mason was an astronaut. He was almost like a bendy fig. He was made of rubber, but he had the coolest accessories. So here goes a Matt Mason commercial.
Meet Major Matt Mason, Mattel's man in space and the bravest astronaut yet. He lives on the moon. We may all be there soon. And he gets around with a jet. Until Sergeant Storm in his red uniform, Major Matt worked all alone. Now, together, they face the dangers of space and seek to learn the unknown. The machines that they drive seem almost alive as they transport the adventurous pair. The new Astrotrack whips through the black, and Firebolt even goes where they meet Captain Laser, his space gear ablaze with energy stored from the stars. He's a giant, it's true, but a friendly one who spent his boyhood on Mars. An exciting place, the world of space, as all the astronauts know. This world is swell. It's made by Mattel. With it,
Yeah, that was from 1968, Mattel. Wasn't that cool? They don't make stuff like that no more, and if they did, it'd be $100-something. So, there you go. Unfortunately, I don't have any Matt Mason toys to show you because they're just rare. They're very expensive. But what I do have as we move along to the world of Megos, because I was very Mego oriented. This here, this is the original Spock with belt and everything. I don't have the little phaser or communicator, but this guy is from 1974. 50-year-old Spock. Get a good look at him. There he is. He's still got his insignia. He's got his velvet on his thing there. It's cool stuff. So, I got into the Mego stuff with Star Trek because of Star Trek was on WPIX Channel 11 in New York, 6 o'clock every night. In syndication. Loved it. Went to Star Trek conventions. Major trekking. So, here we go. Here's the Mego Star Trek thing.
The Star Trek USS Enterprise gift set with command chair, console, 3 telescreen cards, and 5 Star Trek action figures. Place Mr. Spock or any Star Trek figure into the transporter room. Spin the control knob and press the button. Mr. Spock disappears. Pretend he's left the deck of the Enterprise for outer space adventure. You can capture the Klingon and bring him back to the Enterprise. Star Trek USS Enterprise gift set. Star Trek action figures also sold separately by Mego.
Yeah, that cool stuff. That was the bridge of the Enterprise, which I had that. I wish I still had that. I don't have it anymore. Next up on the Mego front. Now, this is a new Mego. This is General Ursus. Best known for his role in Beneath the Planet of the Apes. But anyway, so that's General Ursus from Beneath. I think does it say it on here? No, it doesn't. It just says Planet of the Apes. But I had all the apes. You want to see it? I'll show you. Here's an ape commercial. I think it's the Planet of the Apes Treehouse. Loved it.
Oh, I wonder where I am. Got to get to a high point to survey the situation. Capture him. Oh no, I'm trapped by the apes. What kind of place is this where apes are the ruling class? What are they going to do with me? I must escape. This one's too smart. We better take care of him. We can't afford to let the human remain a free thinker. We've got to operate. What are they going to do to me? They're going to operate on me and make me a slave. I've got to help. Gotta run when he looks the other way. Made it! Get him! Take that! What strange planet can I be on? Oh, no.
Yeah, it's hard even finding these commercials in any way, shape, or form of good quality. It just doesn't happen, man. You know what else is cool? I had Tonka trucks. I remember I had the Tonka Winnebago, and I used to put all these Mego guys, along with the greatest superheroes, the Superman, and I remember I had my Captain Kirk wearing the Penguins tuxedo. I used to just switch their clothes out. I used to create just elaborate scenarios for them. I remember we had a wash machine in the house, and I used to put it on spin dry, and I called it the Pit of Death. I wouldn't have nothing in there, and I'd just drop the figures in, or I'd have a little rope over it, and they'd fall in. You had to get inventive. I think I'd like to do that now. I got a front-loading washer, though. Anyway, so that was the Planet of the Apes. Now, here, I'm going to show you right here, Big Jim. Big Jim was a big one for me. These guys, they had a karate chop motion. They had tattoos. Some of them had tattoos. There was all kinds. They were very racially diverse. Their muscles would grow when you pulled their arm up like that. And here, this is what I have of the Big Jim franchise left over from '74.
Big Jim's World of Adventure starring Big Josh with talking camp pack.
Let's make camp here.
You unload the Big Jim sports camper gear. Big Josh says,
Bring the boat and fishing gear.
and you know the dinner will soon be here. Big Josh says,
Let's find some firewood.
now this camp is looking like a good camp should. Big Josh with talking camp pack is sold separately. Big Jim sports camper comes with fishing boat and gear from Mattel.
Okay, so what we have here is the Big Jim Kung Fu Studio, as you saw in the commercial prior to this. Not the Big Jim action figure line. This was my favorite. This thing here, like this door opened, and the set's inside. You could kick out the wall. I don't even know what I got in here. This is from like 73 or 4. Okay, so here we go. What's in here? Oh, there's a Big Jim. What's left of a Big Jim? This was a Big Jim. Okay, so he had karate chop capabilities. I gotta get a Jim for this. And this is the Big Jim motorcycle. This is a very hard piece to find, ironically. This motorcycle. This thing sells for a lot of loot. It's pretty cool. He came with a camper, all kinds of things, and this is I don't know what that is. I don't know if that's G.I. Joe or Big Jim. No, this is a G.I. Joe jacket. But anyway, so you can get the idea of what this looked like. The yin and yang. It was a really cool set. But see, there you go. And it opens up. It came with tables you can knock around and walls you can kick in. So there you go. There's that set. Yeah, just fun stuff. You know what else was another one? Big Jim, I think, was Mattel. Another big Mego property that I love was the Micronauts. The Micronauts was huge. They were these little translucent dudes with silver heads, and they just had absolutely these outrageous play sets. Here, look at this commercial.
For children with imagination, the world of the Micronauts. Spacemen, robots, vehicles, some with magnets, some with batteries, and all with interchangeable parts, so your child can create dozens of different toys. And when Micronauts start a child's imagination working, he can create just about anything. Toys that climb, toys that spin, toys that float, toys that stimulate young minds.
Look what I made.
Micronauts by Mego.
Isn't that crazy? That's cool stuff, man. And then, of course, there was all kinds of other toys that I had. I had the SSP racers. I don't know if you're aware of that. It was almost on the lines of the Evel Knievel stunt cycle, which I had. Loved that too. I'm not going to show that because we've all seen that a lot. But the SSP Smash Up Derby. You would put this little zip cord in it and go, and that thing would take off. Here's the Smash Up Derby commercial.
He's a demolition demon in a beat-up Chevrolet. It ain't worth $1, so he wrecks it every day. Now here is Kenner's SSP Smash-Up Derby set, and you can hoot and holler, cause you ain't seen nothing yet. Crash, bang, crack 'em up, put 'em back again. Crash, bang, smash 'em up, it's smash-up time, my friend. Kenner's SSP Smash-Up Derby set comes with everything you see right here.
That's just, I would play with it now. I wouldn't play with it. And then finally, what I had this guy called J.J. Arms. I don't know, he was some sort of detective that got his arms blown off in an accident. So he had hooks, he had suction cups, he had J.J. Arms. No hands, just weird appendages you can put on there. And here it is.
Now you can play world's greatest investigator with J.J. Arms, the action figure with interchangeable hands. For today's mission, pretend to find the missing atomic warhead. Changing to suction cups, you can make J.J. scale an abandoned shed.
Using hooks, JJ slides down, hot on the trail. Now, quickly switching to JJ's magnetic hand, you recover the missing warhead. JJ Arms comes with everything you see from Ideal.
Isn't that fascinating? Isn't it fascinating that it was a toy? And then, of course, I had $6 Million Man. I had Stretch Armstrong. These are just fun, interactive toys. Kids don't do that. Maybe they do that till like 5. Parent hands them a phone. That's it. It's a wrap. They're fully indoctrinated into the Matrix. Never to get them back out again. And what else did I have? I had Hugo, Man of 1,000 Faces. I wish I had that commercial to show you. Maybe I'll just do a separate thing on Hugo. I wish I had that. Look up Hugo, Man of 1,000 Faces. This was this really creepy bald-headed doll. I had this. It was like a puppet, right? We would glue mustaches on it with this. I don't know, this crazy glue. It was the craziest toy ever. Anyway, Hugo, Man of 1,000 Faces. And then, of course, as we got to 77, Star Wars came out, and then I saw in an issue of Starlog, you could send away for the first 12 figures. I think it was 12. I was all on board. Until they didn't really come for a really long time. I think they came maybe at the beginning of 78. Meanwhile, that time, I'm going to be approaching 13. I was kind of weaning out of that. Weaning out. So they came. I played with them. I still got a couple of the original OGs. I got Luke, the blonde hair. I got R2-D2. They're at a worse for wear, but they're the OGs. Anyway, so there you go. I just wanted to share with you the toys I played with. I'm at 10 minutes. Okay. I don't want to make the video too long. So, 10 minutes. These are the toys that I played with as a kid. And like I said, I'm not knocking what other people like to collect. It's just not for me, man. It's not for me. Turtles, nah. I aged out at that point. You know, I just started going to concerts and cake parties. There you go. But anyway, everybody have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.